Good morning, this is Christy from the Be the Light YouTube channel. I thank you so much for stopping by. I send you love today, tomorrow, and continuously. This video is about the upcoming April energies, and I'll do my best to keep this short, but as you all know, I like to talk now. April brings some potent planetary energy, and these are things that I had to kind of investigate because I don't have that type of knowledge. All through the month, the planets Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus, and Pluto are very active. Mars heightens fiery emotions. Jupiter amplifies and expands. Saturn wants to restrict, and Uranus brings change. I am already feeling the fiery emotions of Mars. Probably all of this is what I have been feeling for at least 3 days. And this is something that when you open up a little bit more to love in all things, you begin to pick up on energies prior to things coming. So if you are already an individual who is sensitive to certain individuals, you know that when you go around a certain person, you can pick up on their stagnant energy, their negative energy instantly. I know I have been around so many people throughout my lifetime where I'm in a great mood, I get around certain people or a certain environment, and I'm pulled down. You are already a person who has the capability of tapping in to more energy and understanding it. Pay attention to your body, how you feel around certain people. Pay attention to your emotions when you are around certain people. That is our body is a vehicle that tells us exactly what's right and what's wrong. But we get so caught up with just trying to live instead of being really mindful and listening to all of these signs and signals that our physical form, our gut reaction, our emotion is trying to tell us, hey, let's back off a little bit, or here, you have this gift. So that's one way you can start picking up more and more on these energies prior to them getting here, because this is the 28th or 29th today, and like I said, I have been picking up on this intense emotion, intense change, something coming in for at least 3 to 4 days. And you can find understanding like that too, if you just use your own intuition. Trust what you are feeling. So the combination of the cosmic forces could be quite volatile, and may see and feel an increase in heightened emotions. Just like I said, for myself, it's more of the loving emotions that are coming in that are so overwhelming. But with all of this, there is also incredible opportunity for growth and abundance. So for the first alignment taking place in April is the Jupiter and Pluto conjunction. This is one of the most significant alignments to take place in 2020 and kicks off on April the 4th. That's just a few short days away. The last 2 times that these planets came together was about 13 years ago, and they will be shining a spotlight on the economy and our finances. While the economy may be heightened on or highlighted on a global level because of what we have been experiencing here lately, On a personal level, Jupiter and Pluto can create new opportunities for abundance. Just because it seems like things are falling apart outside of us in the world, which ultimately creates things to fall to pieces within us as well, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually doing that. Sometimes things have to fall to pieces. Sometimes things have to change in order for something better to come through. Doors have to close in order for a different opportunity to come through. So keep that in mind. Just because things are not the way that we have been accustomed to lately, it doesn't mean it's not going to work out. So this planetary energy encourages us to seek new ideas and to connect with abundance in a new and deeper way. And this is something that I have been feeling. I have been kind of feeling that emptiness inside. Not emptiness like sad, emptiness like I should be doing more. What I am currently doing is not enough any longer. And now how can I go from this to that more purpose in my life that I have been feeling all of my life? And how can I continue moving with this? What is it that I should be doing? How can I focus on that instead of this, nagging emotion that I am not doing enough? And then the next major alignment comes April the 7th and the 8th, which is the Libra super full moon, or it's the pink full moon. And I'm excited about this one. This is the closest super moon of the year, so we are going to feel lunar energy radiating strongly, and I will make a separate video about that one. Falling in Libra, this full moon will highlight our relationships and get us to question the connections we have in our life. It will also guide us to focus on the relationship we have with ourselves, and can be a catalyst in helping us reach a deeper state of self-love and acceptance. That's where I hope you guys will tend to focus more on the self-love aspect. If you are in a relationship and it's a little bit rocky, you're uncertain about it, stop and reflect a little bit about yourself, and go within for a little while before making drastic decisions. Also during this time, feelings of loneliness may peak around this full moon. So if that starts to resonate, make an extra effort to connect inwardly for the first part and foremost, and then make sure you have a good support group around you. That's always important, and always gives you that extra comfort that you need. And so I don't want to make this video about what's really taking place in this world. I don't want to put any fear out there. There's so much already going on. People are insecure about things, uncertain and very fear-based, and I am the type of person who wants to give you more insight, more wisdom, and loving concepts of life. That's what we should really focus on, no matter what is taking place around us. If we continuously see the bad parts of life, we will always have the bad parts of life. That's a fact. What you focus on will always exist. And if you move and shift your focus onto what is true, which is light. Which, when we are focused on the darkness, the sadness in the world, the fear that we see, it overshadows that light. And when you shift it, the light will overcome that shadow. It doesn't make it where the darkness isn't there. It's just not controlling you any longer. Because, and that is where we seem to have this misunderstanding and understanding about, is that there always will be darkness, but there's always light. Which one will you give more control to? Which one will you focus more on? And only one will give you the life that you are seeking. Excuse me, I had to push pause for 3 sneezes. So the week following the full moon brings more activity as the sun squares Pluto on April the 14th. During this time period, we are called to remember where our true power and strength lies. How can you empower yourself? How can you connect with the incredible strength and wisdom that lives within? Within you is an incredible source of love, power, wisdom, knowledge, and divinity. Use these energies as a reminder to connect with that. Whenever we have intensity like this, we are really just being squeezed a little bit more so we can release more of our own potential and our own inner divine spark out into this world. It's like, who are you giving control over to again? It's, are you expecting way too much out of others and not enough out of yourself? And when you can change that to more expectations out of who you are. And this type of expectation isn't like you have to do everything, okay? Don't put too much on your shoulder. That's not what I'm talking about. It is your inner strength. You take on whatever you think you are capable of. And the more that you rely on your own strength, you build more strength. So you, therefore, are capable of more. But until you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way, you can take on the world if it were necessary. But if you haven't been strengthened within that, then you're not going to be able to do so. Your emotions are going to be all over the place. You have to always go within and reflect. And if there's a negative emotion that comes to you based upon what has been thrown at you, you have to conquer that emotion. Why are you feeling this way? And many of the times it's the fact that we are not worthy of something, or the fact that we are assuming that others are the ones who are supposed to do this. There's nothing wrong with asking for assistance, especially during your earlier phases of inner reflection. That is a normal thing. You have to take a little bit of the burden off in order to do that self-healing and self-strengthening within you. So don't even go to the point of, I can't handle this in the beginning, or I am not strong enough in the beginning. Yet that phase will come to you as well, because that is also the natural part of this process. But you again have to conquer those types of negative thoughts and emotions that arise throughout your healing process. But remember, it's natural. It's natural to feel that way. But the quicker that you can conquer those emotions, the negative ones, and then defeat them and build your inner strength, you can have more of that, the strength from the universe, from God, from all that is, and use it for your own power. So then as the sun moves into earthly Taurus on April the 19th, we will start feeling a little bit more comfortable and grounded with the direction of our lives. This will also help ease us into the Taurus New Moon on April the 22nd. This new moon carries the energy of change, and new information may come to the surface that takes us by surprise. But with the grounded earthiness from the Taurus bull, we will be able to surrender and allow ourselves to go with the flow with greater ease. On April the 24th, we have Pluto going retrograde, but this is something we feel more on an internal level rather than in an external one. With the Taurus new moon still fading, we may also feel drawn to reflect and perhaps even change our pivot our goals and strategies for the year ahead. On April 26th, the sun aligns with Uranus, reminding us to keep riding the flow and surrendering to the process. We always have to surrender. I made a post about that, I think, or I meant to on my social media page. It's you have to surrender daily to this type of living. It's not just daily, but it's by minute by minute, by second, by hour. It's always reminding yourself what it is that you want, and not living in those negative situations that arise, or the emotions that arise. And when you finally get to a point of knowing your own inner strength, knowing more of who you really are, the surrendering is natural, and life becomes a little more flowy. April offers an incredible month of planetary energy, but as we emerge, we have the potential to feel stronger, more aligned, and more confident in ourselves. Remember, while our 3D reality is shifting and upgrading around us, higher states of being are still constant, still with us, and still there to guide us. And that's something that God has definitely shown me, is that there are definitely higher light beings who are here assisting us, especially during this uncertain time in people's lives. But they are always here, always present, always have been, always will be. It just takes you believing in this concept and grabbing hold of it. So I just wanted to share a little bit about the April upcoming energies, because of exactly what I have been experiencing for, like I said, 3 to 4 days already. And today I feel an excitement in myself, and I'm not sure if you can hear it in my voice. It's a little shaky, excited, kind of. I feel it in my stomach and in my heart that there's something on the horizon, and I have lots of energy today. So I know already that April is going to be a month of more. It always is a month of more. It's just knowing that, understanding that, and absorbing it. This is Christy. Much love, health, and a healing you way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.